Irene Prospere joins us this time around in Author's Corner, and she's written a book called Jesus, the Ultimate Counselor.
Growing up was fun. In those days, Montserrat was 39 square miles, a small Caribbean island owned by England. And then 1995, the volcano came and took a third of it. So it's a third of 39 that we are occupying now, but it's still unique and beautiful. Yeah, everybody look out for everybody else, and it's really like everybody's family.
And so it's interesting, growing up in Montserrat, and as you say, with so many siblings, there was a lot of love there, and there was something unique that you learned, and this carried through with the rest of your life based on what you and I talked about. So when you say Jesus is the ultimate counselor, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that when people are looking for answers, they look in all these other places?
Right. And you can go to every secular counselor or Christian counselor and looking for relief from whatever is ailing you or bothering you. But ultimately, you have to go to Jesus to get full recovery. Because whatever the counselors do is only for a while. Things might look up for a while, and then a couple of days, a day after, you go back to your same dark mode. But with Jesus, then Jesus counsels you, and when you go to him with your problems, and he counsels you and tell you what to do once you do it, you are free of that burden forever, as long as you continue to believe in him.
And why is that people have, in your opinion, everything that you've seen with the ups and downs of life, no matter how wealthy you are or how poor you are or anything in between, why do you think so many people, and I guess this is just a great question in general to throw out to everybody, why is it that people struggle so much with belief?
Well, a lot of it has to do with your upbringing, because where I'm from, there's hardly anybody that need counseling. I think the people are resilient, and they deal with life and see life a different way. They don't feel so entitled. They feel like the harder you work, the better off you are. So if you have a problem, you get involved in your work, and it could be the work of a farmer. It could be a shepherd taking care of the flocks. They get involved in their work, and like when Hurricane Hugo in 1989, Hurricane Hugo did a lot of damage, and people just pick up themselves and rebuild. They got help from England, but they basically rebuild their houses from scratch. And if there's no electricity, they are not walking around and crying and mourning that, oh, I don't have any electricity for how many days. They find other ways because they know how to use the firewood and the charcoal and what they call hurricane lamps that withstand hurricanes. So you light your lamp at night and you can see. They don't really worry about, I can't get no cold water from the fridge and that kind of stuff and make it a burden. But I find here, as soon as the electricity go out, it's a big inconvenience. People are crying, people are complaining, and they're mourning. And so many people, I guess it's the different atmosphere around how you were raised. When we were being raised, our parents struggled to find ways and means to feed us, and they found means and ways. They didn't have anything at their fingertips that they just go and take up or feel a sense of entitlement. You know, they have to provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner for their children. And they do that. And we didn't complain. We were happy. Whatever we got for breakfast, what we got for lunch, what we got for dinner, we were happy and satisfied. Because we knew that and saw how our parents were doing their best to provide for us. And I remember when I came here with my children, I used to get so upset. They opened the fridge and stand up and say, there's nothing in this fridge. And I'm saying, what do you mean? There's this, there's that, but it's because it's not what they want. And I say, there's nothing in this fridge. And when I was growing up, whatever your mother gives you, you're very happy. It could be mangoes, it could be fruit. Whatever you get, you are happy. And there was no homelessness. If anybody is out on the street, it's because they choose to, not because they have to. This is supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world, and there's so much hunger and homelessness. Where I grew up, that didn't happen. Because if you didn't have any food in your house to eat, your neighbor would never cook and not offer you something to eat. They used to call it hand wash hand. We shared whatever we have with our friends and family and neighbors.
Wow.
So life was a lot easier. My grandmother used to cook when she wake up in the morning until time to go to bed, and everybody passed. Say hi, Aunt Guppy. And as soon as they say, Aunt, oh my, you have a plate of food in front of you. And, I don't know how they made it, because they didn't have no job, bringing in no money. They didn't have an income, but they survived. And I think we were very blessed to have them. My grandmother and my aunt made sure that there was food in the house every day.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Hand wash hand. Wow.
One hand wash the other.
One hand wash the other. Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And we're speaking to Dr. Irene Prospere, and her book is Jesus, the Ultimate Counselor. What do you hope that, and we've talked about it, what do you hope people take away from reading your book?
That Jesus is all that they need. And when you have Jesus, everything else falls in place. And that you can go to him with your burdens, go to him with your cares. And he'll be there for you, just like he was there for the woman at the well, the woman with the issue of blood, getting Lazarus, calling Lazarus out of the grave, bringing Jairus' daughter back from the dead, healing the lepers, opening the blind eyes, teaching the high priest in the temple about the things of God. I mean, there's so many examples of what he did then that he can still do for you now. You read the book, you can give you an avenue to go to Jesus.
Wow, so well said. It's interesting, especially in this time where we're in the holidays and people are talking about being grateful and thankful, and sometimes there is that lip service thing, and then sometimes it's much deeper than that. For you, was it fun to put this together? Maybe fun's the wrong word, but it sounds like a lifelong journey. Did you feel good about, and you've written several books, did you feel good about this book when you saw it published?
Very good. Yeah. Very good about it. I feel very good about it. And I have heard from some of my readers what an inspiration it is to them. Yeah.
Well, you've definitely given us things to think about. And again, how one hand washes the other, I think that puts it into perspective. There's your hashtag for sure. You can pick up the book on Amazon. And Dr. Irene Prospere, thank you so much. Again, Jesus, the Ultimate Counselor is the name of the book. Thanks to you, and thanks to everybody for listening.
Yes, thank everybody. And I'm hoping that you'll get a copy, especially coming up now. It's coming up to Thanksgiving, and people are mourning that they can't be together. Just thank God that you have life. Thank God for what you have. At least you're not among the 250,000. You are here. You can enjoy Thanksgiving, whether you have company or you don't have company. If you are alone, there's things that you can do. You can keep in touch. It's not like now, the days past, there was no phone, there was no Zoom, there was no YouTube, there was nothing. Now you have ways to keep in touch. So you can keep in touch with your family. Read a good book. Read Jesus, the Ultimate Counselor, to guide you through the day. I am not having anybody. My daughter from Alabama wanted to come home with the children, and I tell her no. I said no, put it off, because it's very risky right now.
Right, it's very risky. So again, happy Thanksgiving to all, and thank you so much.